Hey there, it's Morgan coming to you live from Highland Cycles for our 30-minute live show Q&A. I will be sitting down here in the Nobby lobby very soon. Going to give everybody a chance to kind of tune in here. I believe it's 7:30 right on the money right now. How is everybody doing? We're doing great here. Finally, actually starting to be cooler in the morning here, which is awesome. It's going to make for some really good dawn patrol rides. Go ahead and start the day here. I'm going to try to set this down. And while we're waiting for people to tune in, do a little bit of the update on the news that's going on around here. Start off, first of all, again, talk about our VIP program. We got more and more people signing up. It's $250 a year. That gets you one free Blitz service, which is now valued at $100. Includes oil filter, air filter service, spark plug, and a full check out of the bike, tighten all the spokes, wheel bearing, check the wheel bearings, all that stuff. So that's free with that, and then you get front of the line service as we move forward. So if you come in and you need something done, and you're in the VIP program, we roll your bike on, roll the other stuff off the lift, roll your bike on the lift. So it's a great way. You also get one of our maintenance books comes with that, so we keep really good track of all the stuff. It's definitely geared towards the folks who ride a lot and want their stuff always working and not to miss any ride time. So you just have to call us or swing on down. Hey, Bryce Davis, what's happening? Swing on down to the shop and get entered. It's $250 per machine, not per customer, just so you know. That is if you want it to be transferable with the machine. You can also move it to the next bike if you buy a new bike. But if you want to sell your old bike with a perk, that is a good way to do it. Tonight, Thursday night ride. I am sad to say I am not going to make it tonight. I twisted my knee pretty bad last week. Fortunately, I believe that my Mobius knee braces saved my butt. Actually, not my butt. My butt was just fine. But my knee, so, but it still does hurt. I was actually feeling a lot better today, which is good. So I will be back on the dirt bike here real soon, but I am not going to ride tonight so I can take it easy. But Thursday night ride, we are going to the plateau. We're going to ride off of Davewood Road, which we haven't done for a while. We're going to park at the cattle guard at 5:30. Gonna ride down Spring Creek, up Dented Door, Clear Creek Trail, Paradox Trail, back over and around down to Spring Creek and back out probably. So that should be good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with what we're talking about, which is System Tech Racing. System Tech Racing, Harry Reynolds, what's happening? Harry was just here getting a suspension revalved yesterday. So hopefully he got that put back onto his motorcycle and he's going to go pop wheelies all day. But we are here to talk about System Tech Racing. System Tech Racing is a company out of Loveland, Colorado, run by Johnny B. Good Bruckbauer. John is a former Colorado State Enduro champ and one bad dude on a motorcycle who owns a machine shop and makes really cool parts for your dirt bike. John... His claim to fame is that he beat Fritz Kadlick in 1986, I believe, at an Enduro. And then he also said shortly after that he went to 6 days and got lost and DNF'd 6 days. So anyway, John's an awesome dude. Here is his probably most sold thing, at least for us, rear caliper radiator. We'll go over that here in a bit, but I'm going to grab the phone because we're using the phone again so we don't pixelate so bad, and walk over, take a look at Daisy, our beautiful rental / demo bike, and I'll show you kind of the stuff that we're running on her. I'm gonna flip this camera around. Okay, first of all, how pretty is that? That thing is beautiful. So anyway, go over the stuff we're running from System Tech Racing. We got the rear caliper radiator right there. We got the rear master cylinder cooler there. We are running the clutch cover guard. One of our most popular items actually recently is the high-speed adjuster, so you can do it with your hands while you're on the trail. Johnny makes these way cool, easy to adjust clicker guys, and so you can do it with one hand, because the 3-pronged ones are actually kind of hard. And bleeders, super duper important for your bike if you don't have those. And then one of my favorite parts that I like is his front disc guard. I absolutely love that thing. It's light, it works really good. We'll talk about it more here in a bit. I'm grabbing something off the wall so that we can talk about it. Also, hey, if you're tuning in, we are going to give away some more swag today. So we're going to be giving away some fly stuff. Again, big shout out to Fly Racing and Jason Ream, our fly rep who is here. Josh Butson, what up? So if you want to win, you got to stay tuned. So if you want to win free stuff from Fly, got to stay tuned, because we are going to be doing that. Sorry, I am setting up my super elaborate camera thing here. There we go. Sorry, everybody. There we go. All right. So yeah, if you want to win something, stay tuned. We're going to be giving away some Fly swag. I've got a water bottle and a super cool guy hat. So, Farnham, what's happening? I see that you're watching, coming in. Where are you right now, Farnham? Where do you live? I forget. Anyway, so System Tech Racing, company out of Loveland, Colorado. Local dude, John, the owner, is from Colorado. He's a bad man on a motorcycle and a great, great guy. Probably the single coolest thing that he makes that I think that, honestly, every KTM rider probably needs is this thing right there. Rear caliper cooler. Rear caliper radiator is what he calls it. This goes, as you can see in the picture, right there. It's like a heat sink / radiator for your rear caliper. I don't know. Eagle, Colorado. There we go. Sorry. I don't know about you, but I drag my rear brake when I'm trying to go fast. Now, that's not... I try to go fast. I'm not super fast. And I drag the rear brake into turns, things like that. And for some reason on KTMs, I... boil brakes. No, Chris Smith, thank you for asking. They manufacture their own parts in-house. Yeah, System Tech Racing, all the stuff happens here in Colorado. Made in the United States, designed in the United States, patented in the United States. Everything about them is U.S. So it's, yeah, they're super, super good company that way. But back to the rear brake caliper radiator. This guy, when I've ridden YZs forever, I never had a problem with boiling my brakes, honestly. I got my first KTM, and the first time I tried to go fast on a mountain trail, I lost my rear brake and was like, ah! And I think I went off the trail and maybe over the bars. And that was awesome. And it was a really big bummer. I tried bleeding it, flushing new fluid through the through the brake system. Obviously that helped for right then, but I went out, tried to go fast again, and lost the rear brake again. I don't know if it's because Brembo brakes are so good and they build more heat than other brakes, but either way, KTM rear brakes seem to boil and lose pressure. This thing is the only thing that solves it. That's it. I've tried the best brake fluid I can find. I've tried lowering my brake pedal, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess if you don't use it, it doesn't boil. But anyway, this thing solves that problem. They're $52. I should have written that down. But anyway, we have them in stock. We have orange and blue right now. We're going to get some silvers. Chuck Safkin, what's up? He makes orange, blue, silver in this, and they're awesome. The counterpart to that is this guy, which goes on your master cylinder. And this is really cool. To me, I don't honestly think that it cools the brake system all that well because it's kind of behind your boot. But what it does really, really well is adds fluid to the system. And the more fluid you got, if you know anything about heat dynamics and stuff like that, the faster or the better it cools, the better it stays cool and keeps your brakes working. So that is those two things are super awesome from John. The thing we've been selling a ton of, and actually we're almost sold out again, is the high-speed adjuster for your shock. This is not only for KTMs. He has KTM stuff all over it, but this part right here is a 17 millimeter, fits a 17 millimeter nut, which is all Kayaba shocks, or all modern Kayaba shocks at least. So this will work on your Yamaha, it'll work on your Honda with Kayaba stuff, it'll work on anything with a 17 millimeter nut as a high-speed adjuster. So this is pretty cool. High speed is a thing that people don't mess with very often on their motorcycles or their dirt bikes, but I think they probably should. I don't know as much as Javier, but if you watch our other chassis setup clinic that we did, he talks a lot about adjusting high speed for different things. The way I look at it is I turn the high speed in, so slowing down the high speed will help hold the bike up in the stroke, and then you can back off your flat blade clicker to let it move more easily, and that's really good for the rocks and the real chundery sharp edge stuff. And then if you go out in the whoops, you turn the high speed down a little bit because you're dealing more with low speed stuff. And when you're talking about high and low speed, let's back up a little bit. When you talk about high and low speed on suspension stuff, you're talking about the shaft movement, not how fast you're going across the ground. You're talking about how quickly the suspension is moving. So you go out in the whoops, you turn the high speed adjuster down, and you turn the clicker, which is the low speed, in, and then your bike will handle the big whoops and G-outs better. So it's pretty nice if you're going to ride a varied terrain to have this on there. You don't have to carry a wrench or a socket. It's pretty cool. I really, really like that. From him, probably, so hold on, back up. The really cool thing that Johnny builds are these, another really cool thing. The radiator caliper radiators, hands down, are best selling, and probably the absolute most useful for saving you a crash. But these speed bleed valves, everybody should have a set of speed bleed valves on their forks to let the pressure out. Even the new AER forks have pressure on the outside of the chamber, not obviously the inner chamber. You don't want to bleed that off because that's what holds the bike up. But the cool thing about John's is they're kind of expensive. They're $35. They're a little more expensive than the cheap Chinese junk that you can buy, but he has a US patent on these things, and they are better and they don't leak. I've tried the Moose ones, I've tried a bunch of other ones, they leak eventually. The O-rings in there and all. Anyway, they leak stuff. And if they're leaking oil out, that means they're leaking air while you're riding, which means your suspension's not working like it should. So I'm a giant fan of John's speed bleeds, and again, they're made in the United States, so you pay a little bit more for that, but it's totally worth it in my opinion. Another thing that I really like that we have on our rental bike is the front disc guard. If you rewind in the show, you'll see the one that's on our rental bike, Daisy. These are really cool. I used to not hit front rotors. It seems like I do more now, probably because I'm losing skill. But they're really nice because the aluminum version, hey Craig Hernke, what's happening? The aluminum versions of these are nice and they definitely protect your rotor, but I actually went OTB, or over the bars, with an aluminum setup because I was going down Black Ridge, this big gnarly thing that's out of Peach Valley, and I went down and my front wheel went into this little crevice to drop down off this ledge, and the front aluminum disc guard caught on a rock and stopped, because that's what aluminum does when it hits rocks. It stopped and the bike went whoop, and over the bars I went. Fortunately, I was okay. You know, arguably, yes, that was my talent that was lacking, but it happens. So these are cool. This whole edge is plastic. This is plastic. On our cool guy fancy bike. This part is carbon fiber. We can do that. We can get that too. It's a little more expensive. It's a little lighter. Anyway, these are sweet. He only makes them for KTM. Unfortunately, right now, I'm trying to talk Johnny into making some more stuff for Japanese bikes. But right now, it's just available for KTM. And so, back over real quick. I'm just going back because, anyway, John is not sponsoring this. We paid for the parts on the bike. I mean, obviously, he gave us a very deep discount, which was really cool of him. But like I said, John is not paying for this. These are cool parts that I really, really like and are made in the United States, made here in Colorado, and by a really great guy, and things that actually really work. So, rear caliper radiator, sadly only for KTM right now, and Husqvarna. Either Brembo or Magura, we have both. Just for KTM, it's the master cylinder cooler, which again really does more about just adding fluid to the thing than really cooling. Speed bleed valves are super cool. He makes them for all the different forks, including Japanese forks, so that can go on any bike. Rear high-speed adjuster, super cool, and fits anything with a 17mm nut. And so that's that. Let's give away our first. Javier, ¿qué pasó, amigo? Helado. Sorry. Let's give away our first thing. So, going to start with this. Again, big thanks to Fly. They are sponsoring this. They gave us free stuff to give away. So, Fly water bottle. We'll start with that for the first person who comments with a thumbs up emoji. So, whoever's watching, if you want a water bottle, we'll ship it anywhere in the United States. It'll come with really cool stickers also. So, whoever, first person to comment that with a thumbs up emoji. And not just like it, you got to comment the thumbs up emoji. I just saw a like pop up. So, questions. Anybody having questions? Yes, Harry Reynolds, Dr. Javier. Any questions about anything that I've talked about already or anything else? All right, John Capado. John, you win. Nice. You win the water bottle. Message us your address. Just whenever you get a chance, message us your address, and I will ship this out with some cool Highland Cycle stickers. Oh, sorry, Chris Smith. Nice. That's not the number one we were looking for. Coffee break real fast. By the way, two strokes really do matter, everybody. Two strokes. All strokes matter, but two strokes matter the most. I'm not politically correct. That's all there is to it. I like two strokes better than four strokes. What does everybody want to talk about? Like I said, I just want to cover the cool things that John makes. He's been a big friend of the shop for a long time. They are hands down the coolest stuff. And like if you go to his website, you'll see lots of other things on there. I'll tell John this to his face. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm not a big fan of that he makes. He's a great guy. All of it's high quality, but I don't necessarily think it's all that important. Javier, you're late with the thumbs up. Sorry, man. So anyway, the stuff that I have here that I showed earlier, and if you are just joining us, you can rewind later and go look at all the cool stuff. I'll go back over it at the end of the day or the end of the show. Is super, super good. Can you show the back of the disc guard? Just want to see how it's built. Yeah, you bet, man. So here's the front, and what I'll do is we'll walk over to the bike again. Here's the front, and then here is the back. You can see it's all bolted together. And he's got a name for this stuff, Chris, and I can't remember. The cool thing is, see this spacer? That is so it fits any front KTM. So it fits the older ones with the older style axle and the newer ones, the skinnier front axle. So let's walk over to Daisy, the Momo, and take a look at the disc guard that's on ours. I'm gonna flip it around. There we go. So
you can see how nice, right on. Thank you, Gordon Allen, for hooking him up. So you can see this disc guard, it just slides through the axle, but when you pinch it down, it doesn't move. It also butts up, you can see there. Actually, it looks like I've hit something because normally I rotate that and create a little gap right in there on purpose so that if it hits things, it can move a little bit because it's not so tight that it's bound up. So I must have hit something. Well, you can see, yeah, probably right there. It's not the most, I mean, an aluminum one is probably more protective from a side impact, but what I like about these, again, is that it slides off of things and doesn't make you go over the bars. So to me, these are way better than the aluminum ones. The aluminum ones are great, and Topar makes a really nice aluminum one. I just like these better. The carbon fiber is just really cool and light, but definitely unnecessary, honestly, in my opinion. The other stuff that we have in stock, the plastic, is just as good as far as protection. Oh, here, quick tire update. While we're at it, let's take a look at mileage. Let's see. So 220 miles. Terry Hawkins, what's happening, man? 220 miles on the motorcycle. All but 5 or 10 of those are on these tires. So there we go. A little bit of peelage there. A little bit of there. But the knobs actually look, oh, back up, pretty good. So that's a Shinko 216. And then here is the rear. You can see they're starting to get rounded, pretty good. Starting to peel a little bit. That's from me having terrible throttle control, but they are still hooking up, I can say. So those tires are actually still working really good. The front, again, I've talked about it, I should say. I don't love the front. It feels a little vague and pushy in the dry stuff. Great in the wet stuff. But so there. By the way, let's go back over this thing. There is the rear caliper radiator. You can see it's touching the actual caliper, so this thing helps cool it, and it's a heat sink. It helps pull the heat away from here, because right there is where all the heat's generated. And if that gets too hot, it boils, air goes in the system, and you lose your rear brake. There is the masher cylinder cooler. Again, I don't know how much cooling it does when it's behind your foot. Hey, Tim Putnam, what's happening? Just saw Tim this morning at our men's group. But it definitely adds fluid to the system, which is always good in a brake system. All right. Again, one thing here. The clutch cover guard is nice. These clutch covers, whoop, there's my finger, are made out of magnesium. So they are lightweight, but not all that strong. And if you fall, and something goes and pushes that in, a lot of times it'll go through your clutch cover. KTM's actually done a really good job on the new stuff of keeping that from being quite so aggressive down in there. But the guard is really nice and just a super extra protection there. All right, and then last thing we'll talk about here is the speed bleed valves right there. And your this is rebound adjuster, and that's the compression adjuster. Again, speed bleed valves. Hey, speed bleed valves are super important on your forks. You're supposed to, if you read your manual, you're supposed to bleed the inner or the chambers of your forks to outside air pressure every time you ride it. Every time. Brake fluid allowed .3. So Farnham, I use .4. .3 and .4 are interchangeable. And as far as I'm concerned, yes, it works just fine with the .3. You definitely don't have to run 5.1. Actually, that bike right there doesn't have any special. It's got this stock fluid, whatever fluid came in it. I'm assuming it's not very fancy because most manufacturers don't spend any money on that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can run 3, 4, whatever if the cooler, because
the 5.1 and the high-end brake fluids definitely have a higher boiling point, but it's not so much higher because I've used the Motul RBF 600, which is like, I think the best fluid you can buy, in my opinion. I use it for all sorts of things, and I still boil that. As soon as I put the cooler on any of my bikes, it solved that problem. So I have one other thing I want to show you guys. It's pretty cool from Johnny. It's this thing. It's the link guard for the KTM. It's I think it's $90, and it's again machined all in-house in Colorado, so you're paying a little bit extra for that. It's a pretty cool guard to save your link if you don't want to put the big giant, $400, $300 thing. Hey, Scott Willer's talking farmers. I love this, by the way. Please talk to each other. Hey, Portal. Jason Podol online. Talk to each other, ask questions, whatever. But anyway, this link guard's pretty sweet. If you got a KTM with a linkage, our bike doesn't have a linkage, so we don't need to run one. But it is actually a really nice guard to help protect it. Like I said, without having to buy the giant Fastway thing or the dumb, the Slavens one, which I really don't like. No offense, Jeff. I just don't like that one. I like simplicity. So I know a lot of people like Slavens one, so that's awesome if you love it and it's working for you. Sweet, and that's great. I like the System Tech Racing one better. So yeah, that's that. Any other questions right now from anybody? We're going to give away our Super Duper Fly hat in a little bit. I don't know what time it is yet, but I don't have my watch on. Actually, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to give away the hat right now. The first person to comment down below what time it is will win the hat, and I will mail it anywhere, or you can come pick it up with a high five and a fist bump, and you get stickers with that. So whoever can comment, CJ Enda, what is up? Whoever comments the time first wins the hat. Oh, Terry Hawkins, 755. I like it. So we got, Chuck, you were just a fuzz late. So, Harry Reynolds, either you're late. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, yeah. I'm going to get the gifts. Nice. So yeah, we'll give that. Okay. Message us your, or Terry, you don't need to just come down here and pick it up. Terry lives here in town. It is time to, yes. Damn it, Jason. That's actually the correct answer, but I didn't specify. Jason Podol came up with the actual right answer, but Terry will still give you the hat. Sorry, I'm losing my brain here. It's a little early. Hold on. More coffee right now. Coffee, by the way, is a very important food group that happens every day for Highland Cycle. So we do have our own coffee. We're actually out right now, so we'll be getting more roasted. I'll let you guys know. Ooh, we got new stickers. If you guys are paying attention to us on the Facebooks, which I'm guessing everybody here is, the little circles that have the Keep It Twisted with the hand and the little Highland Cycles logo, I'm picking those up today. I'm super stoked. So that's awesome. We're going to have those, and the people who won today will at least get one of those. I'm probably going to sell some of them because they kind of, they all cost money to make, but we'll also be giving lots away. Anybody have any questions about System Tech Racing? Yeah, two strokes. Or anything. Conditions report? Anybody want to know how the plateau in Peach Valley and Dry Creek are? I'll tell you, they're awesome. The plateau has been getting some rain. We do have a fire over on the far side of the plateau, which is making lots of smoke, which sucks. But plateau, by the way, no fire restrictions right now. You can go do your thing. Hopefully it rains soon, like a lot, because they might put them back into play. But the plateau is in good shape. It is dry up there, so spread out. Otherwise, you're going to be eating dust. Peach Valley, 2 weeks ago for Ride Montrose was actually phenomenal. We went early in the morning before it got hot, and that was great. And then Dry Creek is always good. It gets hot during the day. It is phenomenal. Maybe we'll do we'll do a live video about some of the riding areas with some maps and stuff like that. I don't know. By the way, comment what you want to see more of this kind of stuff on. I know this was kind of an ad, I guess, sort of. But it's really not an ad by John. I just want to be real clear about that. It's because I really like his stuff and I really think it's good. The stuff that I showed you, he makes some other stuff I don't love, but the stuff I showed you I really do think is awesome. So I'm a big fan. And John's a great guy to talk to on the phone. If you call System Tech Racing, you'll get John, the owner. You're not going to get some Indian person who barely speaks English. Sorry, Indian people, but again, not politically correct. Yeah, any questions out there? Any? Coming to you from the Nobby Lobby here. If anybody needs tires, let me know. Another piece of news. I'm going to be giving away for free. It's going to have to be to a local person who comes pick it up, but for free, a set of Nobbies. It's going to be a set of Washougal 2, Kenda Washougal 2s. I don't know when I'm going to do it, so pay attention on Facebook. It won't be during a live thing. It'll probably be a photo contest or something like that, so pay attention. We'll be giving away, the Indian thing? Sorry, John, are you Indian? If you are, I'm really sorry. But, so Kenda Washougal 2s going away for free. I'll probably do it by the end of the week. How about that? So pay attention if you're in town or can come pick them up. Stay tuned to Highland Cycles for that. So again, comment below on this thing or send me a message if you want me to talk about something for a half an hour. If you want to listen to me for that long, I don't know if you do or not. But yeah, we're going to be doing these, try to do them every week. So next week I'm going to be talking about my Mobius braces that saved my knee from a horrific injury. It is still sore and I'm not riding tonight, which is a bummer, but I'm not going to have surgery, so I think they did their job. I hope everybody has an awesome day. Find something to be thankful for. Be grateful for everything in your life, because if you're watching this on some sort of device or your computer or something like that, you got it better than like 99% of the planet. And that's a made-up number. But anyway, you got stuff other people don't. Be thankful. That is the key to success in life, is to be grateful and content with all you got to do. That's my own thing. You had to adjust my your helmet. Okay, that is awesome. So, anyway, I hope everybody has an awesome day. God bless you all, and I hope you get out and ride. Here it comes. Your